What's poppin'? 2, 4, the you. It's your girl Lana Yazmeen, and I'm back at it with another video. If it doesn't just come up naturally, I feel like I'm wrong, and that's why it's taken me 6 months to make this video. Y'all, I couldn't make a video on imposter syndrome because I was suffering from imposter syndrome. On today's episode of Mental Health Tingz, we will be talking about imposter syndrome. What is imposter syndrome? Let's just start there. That's a good starting spot, right? I took notes. Ooh. Y'all know I like my notes because in the end of the day, I got ADHD. I can't remember things verbatim. It's just not gonna happen like that. So I got my notes with me. I got everything I need, and we just gonna jump straight into it. What is imposter syndrome, right? Imposter syndrome, by definition, is the persistent inability to believe that one's successes are deserved and has been legitimately achieved as a result of your own effort and skills. It enhances anxieties, which are also called perceived fraudulence. It involves feelings of self-doubt, personal incompetence, and it persists despite your education, your experience, your accomplishments. And to counter these feelings, you might end up working harder and holding yourself to even higher standards. According to a 2020 review of different studies that study imposter syndrome, anywhere between 9 and 82% of people, depending on which study, experienced imposter syndrome. More than 1/3 of Americans, about 38% of Americans, also experience imposter syndrome. Who experiences imposter syndrome the most? That's a good ass question. 85% of studies believe that women, especially women in corporate America, are who most commonly experience imposter syndrome. And I just want to talk about that real quick. It makes sense, right? Because as a woman in corporate America, I am not one though, but I could only imagine, like, if I put my shoes in the big girl pants of women in corporate America, how imposterish could you feel? Like, this is a big man's game and you made it up to these ranks as a woman. So yeah, I can rock with women in corporate America probably have the highest rate of imposter syndrome experiences. But there are 5 different types. There are 5 different types of imposter syndrome, y'all. 5. 5. 5. 5. So what are the 5 different types of imposter syndrome? Let's talk about it. There is the perfectionist, the micromanager. Okay? They have difficulty delegating tasks. They accuse themselves of not being good enough because they can't maintain or achieve their unattainable goals. Their work must be 100% perfect. They always feel like they could have done better. And they must do work as soon as possible because there will never be a perfect moment. The second type of imposter syndrome, the Superman/Superwoman type of imposter syndrome. They typically stay later to complete their work. They get stressed when they're not working. They let their passions and their hobbies die because it's all about the work. They definitely do not feel like they truly earned the title that they are in. They do not feel like Superman or Superwoman, but they truly are. And they typically are addicted to validation. Addicted to validation. They need you to say, you did a good job. You did a great job. If they don't get that you did a good job, pat on the back, their life is not it. Their life is ruined. You feel me? Their life it's over. These type of imposter syndrome people need to steer away from validation as a source of good feelings. Number 3, the natural genius. I honestly think that this is where my imposter syndrome comes in. Not because I think I'm a genius or anything, don't gas me up. But the natural genius judges their competence off the ease and the speed in which they can relay their knowledge. I judge my competence based off of speed and ease in which I can pull information out my brain. If it doesn't just come up naturally, I feel like I'm wrong. And that's why it's taken me 6 months to make this video. Y'all, I couldn't make a video on imposter syndrome because I was suffering from imposter syndrome. I'm gonna put that clip in the beginning. Make it make sense. The natural genius typically sets the internal bar way too high, okay? The internal bar is above their head. It's up there. They need to reach this in order to be perfect, and that's the problem. They are typically used to excelling without much effort. They like straight A's and gold stars. Oh, you know I love some gold. They're typically the smart one in families. They dislike the idea of having a mentor. They lose confidence in the face of adversity. Damn, call me out. They avoid challenges because of discomfort. In order to combat this, you need to try seeing yourself as a work in progress. It takes a long time to accomplish great things. Therefore, you need to make a way more reasonable timeline. Like, okay, my unreasonable goal. Your girl thinks she gonna build a house by the end of the year. It's not gonna happen. I already know it's not gonna happen. The more reasonable goal, rent a house by the end of the year. See, I gave myself 2 goals because if I do build that house, I'm fired. And if I don't build that house, as long as I rented one, you know, it's enough. It happened. I'm still winning. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go through imposter syndrome moments while talking about imposter syndrome. And start taking up them challenges that you typically avoid because they make you uncomfortable. You need to start taking up challenges no matter how uncomfortable they make you, so that you can start feeling like you got this, or you can know what you don't got and then you can learn it and you can have it. It is definitely time to hone in your skills and develop new ones, my natural geniuses. That's what we're doing right now. We're honing our skills and we're developing new ones. And that is okay. That does not mean we are an imposter anymore. It doesn't mean we were ever an imposter just because we didn't have the same set of skills, right? Because Zoro is the greatest swordsman in the world, but in the beginning, he still got cut down by Hawkeye. So obviously, you know, it comes as it comes. It doesn't mean he's not a swordsman. He's still a swordsman. So I'm still that chick. Like, come on. Okay. Number 4, the soloist. They typically feel like asking for help reveals their phoniness. I might have a little bit of this too. They typically need to firmly accomplish things on their own. They don't need help from anyone in their mind. And they form requests in the forms of requirements. As in, instead of saying, I would like you to wash the dishes, it's now you are required to wash the dishes every day in order to make my life easier. You feel me? Soloist. Number 5, the expert. They measure their competence based on how much they can do and know. They typically don't apply for jobs unless they meet every single education requirement. They consistently seek out trainings and certifications to certify their skills. They may be in roles where they feel like they don't have enough, they don't feel like they're good enough, they don't feel like anything is enough. And on top of that, they shudder when someone calls them an expert. Oh my God, I'm the expert? No, I'm not. I'm not the expert. Not me, never. The only thing that we can tell you is to practice. It all comes in learning time. And most high achievers feel this way. Now, let's get into these tips for overcoming imposter syndrome. Tip number 1. Understand that basically everyone is an imposter. We're all trying to become the people that we want to be. And the only way that you can become that person that you want to be is by acting like that person on a daily basis. Therefore, if we're all trying to be the person we want to be, technically we are all imposters. And technically nobody can say anything about you. Because just like I pose as a crystal knowledge expert, well, I'm not an expert, I don't like that word. As I pose as that is the same way that somebody else might pose as a fitness guru. Like, in the end of the day, my expertise is my expertise, even though I don't like that word, and your expertise is your expertise. Number 2, the only way to become a true master is to just do it. Just like Nike said. If you don't just do it, you will always be stuck in a cycle of feeling like an imposter or a cycle of impostering. Number 3, arm yourself with knowledge. Arm yourself with knowledge. Because the more comfortable you are with debates and being challenges means the less you'll feel like an imposter because you are comfortable in these debates and in these challenges. Number 4, improve your confidence with confidence building exercises. In the end of the day, imposter syndrome is just an extreme lack of confidence. So go do some confidence building exercises and boost your confidence. Number 5, identify what type of imposter syndrome you are suffering from and then take specific combative measures. Therefore, like how I was kind of telling you in the beginning, the different little things you could probably do if you have that type, go look up that type of imposter syndrome and find more. Number 6, know your weaknesses and come up with combative measures for that too. I'm so serious. Know all of your weaknesses. My weakness is ADHD and my memory. I have very poor memory. Therefore, I always have notes. Okay? I always have notes. I read things more than one time. I rewatch videos. I try to get an even better understanding of things. If I can't put it in my own words, then I don't know it in my mind. Because I'm never going to remember anything verbatim. I'm not. I'll remember seeing it, but I will not be able to repeat it. Therefore, I just take notes. And I read my notes. And y'all can't say nothing to me. Because in the end of the day, I still looked up the information for myself, gathered all of this, put it together for you, and presented it to you. So what you gonna say? You can say I ain't no mental health guru. I don't want you to say I'm a mental health guru. I'm just a girl who got mental health issues that talks about mental health. This is a lifestyle channel. Number 7, and this is the final tip I have for you today. My loves, my beauties, my peeps, my peoples, my fam. Y'all over there on the other side of the camera. Guess what? This the last tip. Guess what it is? You're not gonna like it. It's too simple. Be yourself. Yeah, that's it. Be yourself. Why? Because when you add your personality to your knowledge, that is when you become relatable. We love a relatable queen or king. We love a relatable king and queen. If people feel like they can relate to you, people are more comfortable digesting the knowledge that you have to provide for them. And if you see people comfortably taking in what you have to say, you will then feel more confident about what you have to say, therefore curing your imposter syndrome. Which can it be cured? Because it took me 6 months to make this video, y'all. It took me too long. Anyways, that is all for this video on imposter syndrome. I hope you guys can like, comment, and subscribe if you like the information. Comment your experiences down below. We would love to hear about other people's imposter syndrome and how they feel. This way other people can feel like they are not alone. Yeah, I had to sing it because I felt like it. That's all. That is it. That is all. I'll catch you guys in the next one next Wednesday. See you later. Bye. I smacked the whole thing off.